Hello and welcome to another Purveyor of Light Photoshop quick tip. Today we've got a fun one. Today we're going to show you how you can match any color and replace it on an object exactly, and how easy it is. It's unbelievable easy. So let's go ahead and dive right in. So here I've got a nice picture of a VW bus, and let's pretend that I'm going to buy this bus for my childhood memories. And I go, okay, this is in good condition, but I don't like the color at all on this. And when I was in my youth, I used to have one in a seafoam color. And I'd like to see what this would look like in a seafoam color. And so I have a picture here. And there we go, my favorite guitar in seafoam green. So I'd like to see how that would look on the VW bus. And so let's go ahead and try to accomplish that. Okay, so this is the exact color I want on the bus. And so I need to capture it and so that I can use it. And so I'm just going to take a rectangular selection tool, and I'm just going to draw a little rectangle out. And then I'm going to edit and copy that piece. And then I'm going to go to my other photo, and I'm going to go to edit and paste. And there's our blotch. I'm just going to move it off to the side here so we can keep that up for our reference. All right, so now we have the sample color we want, and I'll just go ahead and label this sample. All right, so now I want to change the color on this two-tone, right? It's white topped and the two-tone, so I want to isolate just the van from, the background and that, just so that any of our changes only affect the van and, not the grass or anything else. So I'll just select the background image, and then I will go up and select subject to see how that works. And that works very well. And bear in mind, you don't have to be really accurate on the selection here. This is just to isolate so that we're not turning the grass blue or anything else like this. We're just isolating just the van out. There's a couple areas, the tires here got thrown in and so forth, and a little bit of the tree. We could fix that. We just come up to select, and we'll select and mask. And we can see what's selected here, and any areas that we want to remove from the selection, we just simply hold down the Alt or Option key, and then we just remove that. Okay, so Alt or Option, and again, we don't have to be that exact, but good enough for what we're doing here for our purposes. Once we're happy with our selection, we just go ahead and hit OK. So now we have that selection, and now we're going to go in and we're going to go ahead and, just for security purposes, we're going to go up to save this selection. So select, and we're going to save selection. We'll give it a name. We'll call it the van. And there we are. So this way, if we accidentally lose the focus or whatever, we can get it back anytime we wish. All right, so now we have our selection, we've got our sample color, and so now we're going to go in and we're going to actually do the color change. So in order to do that, the first thing I need to do is we're going to make a group, okay, or a folder. So I'm going to go ahead and hit the folder down here at the bottom, and that puts a group here, okay? Now we're going to put all our layers that affect color into this group folder. The reason for this is I'm going to use a layer mask to mask out just the van, right, with my selection. And I only want that to be done once. I don't want to have to sit there and have every layer have their own individual mask. So if I just put a mask on the group, that affects all the layers inside of it, if that makes sense. So I'm going to go ahead and hit the mask. And you can see, because we had that selection, okay, we now have a layer mask with just the van in white. And remember, if you forget, right, on a mask, white reveals, black conceals. Okay, so this means anything we do inside this folder group is only going to affect the van. All right, so that's why I did the time to take a grouping. All right, so now that we have that layer, now let's go ahead and do some color changes. All right, so first thing we're going to need to do is we're going to need to come down here and we're going to do a solid color. All right, and let's see here. I can come in and select my patch here. And there we go. We have an exact match. And I'm looking at it here and I'm going, it's a little lighter than I thought it was going to be. Maybe we'll just deepen it up a little bit. I'm going to go, yeah, that's pretty good there. I like it. All right. So once I'm happy with the color, there we are. We now have our van in the color and we're done. I'm just kidding. I'm kidding. It usually freaks people out when they see this. Okay. But now we need to turn around and just change our blending options. Okay. The blending options will turn around and bring in our hue, saturation, and it'll actually conform to the object so that everything, light, dark, will all blend in like it's supposed to on a three-dimensional object. So we're on the fill layer. I just simply come up to the blend mode and I'm going to come down to color. And look at that. Is that easy or is that it? Here we go. Before and the after. Okay? Is that amazing? And if you see that your thing is affecting any of the colors elsewhere, you could just turn around and go right on the mask and you can paint anything you want. If you want to paint in black, for example, like you can see here on the windshield, that there's a little bit of green tint, and you can just paint in black and clean that up. Okay, it's just that easy. And you've removed there. And there we go. All right. So that's how easy it is. And if you wanted to change your mind and say, I'm not certain if I like seafoam now. I don't know. Just double click on the thing and now we could change the color. Maybe we could see it in blue. Maybe we could see it in red. Maybe we can come in and do a total different green. Again, it's totally up to us, our creativity. But there you go. So there you go. There you had to change the color of anything on a photo and just a single layer with a mask, and there's the before and there's the after. And you'll notice even in the highlights and the things, everything looks natural on it. Okay? So there you go. That's this week's tip. So play around, experiment, because that's part of the Photoshop process. Until next week, you guys take care.